Hello, students. Today we are going to study the chapter The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michael Morpurgo for class 8th. This chapter has been divided into 3 parts. We'll start with the first part. The author found a roll-top desk in a junk shop. It was in a bad condition but cheap. He thought that he could restore it, so he bought it. He began to work on it. He pulled out the drawers. He found that these had been badly damaged by fire and water. The man who sold it had told him that it was very old. It was of 19th century and made of oak. The last drawer had stuck fast. He had to use much force to open it. When it opened, it revealed a secret space. In it, he found a small tin box. On the top of the box, these words were written: Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Inside, there was an envelope with the address Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport. The date was December 26th, 1914. Part 2nd. The author read the letter. The owner of the desk must have put it in. The letter had been written by the captain of English army. His name was Jim Macpherson. He had written it to his wife, Connie, a wonderful on the battlefield on the Christmas day. Jim Macpherson had narrated it in his letter. Now we'll see the unforgettable moments written by Jim in that letter. The English and the Germans were at the war. The two armies stood in their respective trenches on the two sides of the no man's land. Suddenly, Macpherson saw someone waving a white flag from the enemy side. Then he saw many German soldiers calling out to them. They were wishing a happy Christmas to the English soldiers. Some English soldiers shouted back and said, "Same to you." The English thought that was all. To their surprise, they saw many Germans moving towards them. The captain was alarmed. It could be a trick, but it was not. They were bringing with them German wine and canned meat. Now there were no rifles between the soldiers. They were hugging one another. An officer moved towards Macpherson. They shook hands very warmly. Then the German officer said that he was from Dusseldorf and that he played cello in the orchestra. So right now he is telling about his past. He gave his name as Hans Wolf. In return, Macpherson also introduced himself. He said he was a school teacher from Dorset. Hans Wolf smiled when he heard Dorset. He said he knew Dorset. Actually, he had never been to England, but he knew English. His favorite book was Thomas Hardy's Far from the Madding Crowd. It was from there he had learned all about Dorset. Macpherson with Hans Wolf the Christmas cake his wife had sent for him. It was a wonderful Christmas party. Then a soldier brought out a football. The soldiers played while Macpherson and Hans Wolf clapping and cheered. Hans Wolf suggested that the world would be much better if the problems were resolved by the football match instead of war. After the football match, all the drinks and eatables were consumed. Now it was the time to part. Hans Wolf saluted Macpherson and walked away slowly and unwillingly. That night, the Germans were heard singing a carol. The soldiers replied with a rousing chorus of another carol. They exchanged carols for a while and then it was all silent. Macpherson wrote in his letter that he would treasure those memories all his life. Macpherson ended the letter hoping that the war would end soon. Both the armies longed for peace, and he was sure that they would be together again. And this part ends with the hope. Now we have come to the last part, part third. Having read the letter, the author put it back in the envelope. He decided to give the letter back to whom it belonged. The address was of Bridport, Dorset. So he drove to that place. The house number 12 turned out to be burned out shell. It was found that Mrs. Macpherson was in the house when it caught fire. The firemen had got her out just in time. She was 101 years old and now she was in a nursing home. So let's see what happened to Mrs. Macpherson. The author went to the nursing home. He met the matron. She told the author that Mrs. Macpherson was rather confused that day, so they had to put her in a conservatory. The author found Mrs. Macpherson sitting in a chair. Naturally, she looked up at the author vacantly, but her eyes lit up when he called her Connie and gave her the letter. He told her how he had got the letter, but she was not listening to him. She reached out and took his hand. Her eyes were filled with tears. She felt that her Jim had returned. She said that her Jim had kept his promise. He had returned on the eve of Christmas. She made him sit beside her. She kissed his cheek. She talked long and loving to him. She said that she had got the best Christmas present in the world. Right now, Mrs. Macpherson was thinking that Jim returned, but unfortunately, he was not. Now, this was the end of the story. I hope you all must have understood. Thank you.